Hey guys, Greg here, Underground Graphics. Today I'm going to show you one of our new kits. This is the Explorer Kit. I'm sure you've seen this. This is a nod to one of those old retro kits that we all love. This is going to be basically your standard kit. It's going to come as a matte black with that reverse cut pinstripe. We are going to offer this in other colors as well. White's going to look great. Again, I think that matte black is going to be the best color for that. We're also going to show you a couple of color options on that pinstripe, where we've done a orange pinstripe in that and a bronze as well to match those wheels. But you can really do any color combination you'd like. With all of our kits, this is going to be that 3M wrap film, air release install, dry install vinyl on that. But really easy to install. Again, it's going to be your door panel, rear fender, front fender, obviously times two, both sides. We're going to do a install for you here shortly. But in the meantime, again, just want to give you a quick run of that. If you have any questions on this kit, just give us a call. Always here to answer the phone calls, email, message. We're always available. So yeah, give us a call. Talk to you guys soon. All right, Greg here, Underground Graphics. We're about to get started on this Explorer kit for the Bronco. I did want to show you what this looks like before we got started. I've got all the graphics taken off. We just wiped that down. We like to use that alcohol water solution. I believe it's about 20% alcohol, 80% water, even a little bit less. You can kind of play with that. But again, not a lot of alcohol, just enough to get those contaminants off. As a reminder as well, we do not want to do this over ceramic coating. Want to make sure that coating is off, or do that after you, if you want to do that after the kit. If you do have coating on there, contact your detailer. We've had good luck with just a little bit of light polish on top of that to get that to stick. Do a test on it with masking tape. If it doesn't stick, it probably is not going to stick, and it's not going to go long term. If you have any questions on that, just give us a call. So anyway, I'm going to turn this camera back around and show you what is in this kit, and we'll get started. All right, so here is our kit. Again, we're going to have our front fender over here on the left, our front door, and that rear fender. We're going to use a heat gun for post heating, and additionally as well to soften those edges when you want to roll those into the door, those seams. Our tools of the trade here, we're going to want some clean microfiber towels. Those are dirty because yes, we do reuse those. A squeegee we will provide, however it will not be a felt tipped. If you do want to use a felt tip, we do recommend using like an old t-shirt or even a microfiber towel around that hard edge. Don't worry about it with these squeegees. Again, the mask on these, that's why they're there, is a application tape. So you can squeegee on this with the hard edge, no issues at all. Also, don't worry about these imperfections. That's just in the mask. That's from us handling it or going through the laminator or squeegeeing, or it could be anything. But again, don't worry about it. So again, once that mask is off, if you need to go back and squeegee on that, that's when we really recommend that soft edge. I think we do have those on the site. If not, again, a t-shirt, a towel, anything, just to make sure you're not getting that hard edge on there. Additionally, masking tape. For this kit, we are going to want a tape measure. We did leave some marks on this. I thought was great. These two marks here are going to go under each handle to kind of show you where that lines up at. But still, just with all of our kits, we want to tape this into place first before you do any applications. Additionally, there's that tape measure, a pair of scissors, and there's my alcohol water solution. Again, I believe that is 10 to 20% alcohol, 80% water. Not a lot of alcohol, just enough to get those contaminants off. Again, sometimes use a torch. Don't recommend that if you're not skilled in this. It could be dangerous, but again, use that heat gun. And that magic number is about 180, 200 degrees. If you don't have a thermostat, to check that, not crazy big. We just want, again, this is a pretty flat surface. We just want to use that light heat, and we'll go over there, over that part here towards the end of the video. All right, let's get started. We are set up. I'm going to put this on that tripod, and not very often we see this Bronco without graphics. I'm excited to get some new stuff back on here today. All right, let's get started. I did want to first say again, clean, clean, clean. Can't stress that enough. You want this to be as clean as you can get it. Again, we just wiped this down with that alcohol water mix. You also don't want to do this outside. I know it's cold everywhere right now in the country. We are indoors. I think it's like 72 degrees in here, which is perfect. So, we don't want dust. Even at times we'll turn the air off in here just so we don't get any particles floating around. Clean, clean, clean. So we get everything ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and pull some masking tape. kind of get that prepped and ready to go. As you can see, I've got my little roller, so we can kind of slide down. I like to work front to back again, so I'm going to just start here, kind of move towards the back. But like I said, we do want to get this taped up and in place. Make sure it's where you want it. You know, measure twice, apply once. I think my mom told me that. Anyway, never can have enough of this. So we're going to go ahead and just run this down. And you know, one of the things that we get a lot of comments on is, why do we do dry kits? There's only a few companies I know that still, or that do this. Most of us, or most shops, graphic shops still like that wet install. There's nothing wrong with it. I just think it's old school, and now with new technology, with these wrap films and air release adhesive, these dry installs are much faster. It's no mess. It doesn't, I don't know, like I said, we've been doing it for years and absolutely love it, and have very little issue with it. So again, on that with the vinyl, cast vinyl, we're also using wrap cast film, so that is the premium, that is the high quality. We do prefer 3M. We use 3M Avery Oracal. In this case, the matte black is going to be 3M. The bronze we use is Oracal, and so again, it's just going to depend on that color, but most of the time it's going to be 3M. Again, Avery and Oracal. So anyway, let's go ahead and kind of get this taped up. Again, right now we're just going to this isn't going to be in place, but I just want to get some tape so I can put it up. Also, if you notice, you've got a Bronco script badge on there. I take the Bronco, or the Badlands Band's badge, off and on at will, but just so you know, this will not interfere with this kit. We have our own little stencil. I'll go back and put that badge on for other kits. But let's keep going with this. This is going to be that front door. So as I mentioned, these two little squares are going to line up right at that as it starts to recess. So not at the plastic, just under it. And you'll see we got a little bit of overhang there for that wrap. Want to check that door, we can slide this and just kind of split that difference, make sure we're good there. And let's go ahead and tape here. Grab a piece of tape, come down here, and this is where we're going to want to use that tape measure. Just measure our height to make sure we're good, because this is going to be that point of measurement. Same thing for that rear door, which is here. Just going to go ahead and get this one taped up. And again, kind of split that difference. We've got the cutout here for that fender, so I want to roll a little bit more towards the back so I can make sure we get all that tucked. There we go, that looks good. Tape, and I'm going to line this one up right to that. Tape, and then we can use that tape measure. Let's see what that measurement is. And again, I'm going to use that spear seam. We've got 5 3/4 to that pinstripe. Bring that back up here at the front. 5 3/4. That was an incredible eyeball. We'll pull this one up. We're going to put this right back on top of that. We know that was right. And if you want to double check this angle on there, again, we can do the same thing. We know we're good there. A little high there. Just with our other kits as well, you can, once this is all taped up, I know this is good, I know this one's good. Let's move down a little bit. And once you get at the front and kind of look down the side of the vehicle, it's a great test to see how that's going to look, because you will see any kink will come right up, or you'll see it kind of dip and wave. And here we go for that piece there. I forgot I said 5 1/4, 5 3/4. 5 3/4. We will have a cut here at the back on that seam. We're just going to tape it real quick right to the edge of that. 5 3/4. I think we're just gonna have to eyeball that. It's hard to get that look in there, but let's see. And that really does fit right on that. You don't have to take these fenders off, but I'm gonna get back and kind of look down that body and see what that looks like. Again, this is up to y'all. Just make sure you're happy with it before you lay it. If you want to stand back, take a look at it, measure, measure, measure. I'm happy with it. I'm totally happy with it. So I know that's where we want to go. And again, you can really start wherever you want, but let's make sure this is taped in place. It's not going to shift. That little one there. And there's a couple tricks to this, and I'm going to leave some of it on there so I can show you how that works. I'm going to go one here. Sorry about that. So then we got one there. I'm going to come back and put another one here. And you'll see what I'll do when I get to that. I'm going to break those tabs, and that's going to be our lineup. Same thing here. And one more down here at the bottom. So I'm not sure what the time on this is, but typically at the shop we do about an hour for these. I call these are kind of our basic installs. As we get to some of the larger pieces, they're going to take a little longer. It's all going to depend on prep as well. You know, getting your car ready and cleaned and clayed if you need to clay it. We've got a matte black hood on this one as well. I don't know if I need to do that there or not. Let's just do this. But yeah, the matte black hood goes great with this. That hood is one of our most popular products. And you know, we can do it solid black. We can do it with the pinstripe if you want to match the pinstripe to this side stripe. As we've also done this with the color. I'm not sure if I talked yet about these being in color. Obviously, I think the matte black is going to be the most common, but you know, white's going to look good as well. But if you want to add a little bit of splash of color, we'll use that reverse cut pinstripe, add a color on top of that. So actually, you're going to get 2 layers. It's going to be a solid black, and then we're going to basically cut that kit twice, and that top layer is going to be that pinstripe that's already cut, ready to go. We're going to lay it for you, so you're still just going to apply this once. So if you did order a color kit, it's still the same application. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get started here. Again, I want to have your tools near you to get this going. And I'm going to leave, let's see. This is that little trick I wanted to tell you about. I like to, just going to use the edge of that squeegee, break that, and that's going to be our lineup. Just tape that out of the way for a moment. We're going to come back, and basically we're going to use a hinge method on everything. There's a couple spots in there we're just going to have to lay it in, but that's why you want to make sure that is nice and secure. And make sure your hands are clean as well. If you have to pick up something off the floor or something's dirty and it gets on your fingers, that's going to leave that's going to catch on that vinyl if you touch that vinyl. I may go pick up a trash can here just to keep this area clean. My OCD is going to be getting to me. So that was right side hinge. Sometimes we can save that tape if we need more tape. And again, there's that hard edge. But remember, you don't want to go hard on your paint. That's also why I like that soft squeegee, but at the end of the day, that hard edge is going to get a lot more surface on that than that soft one does. But we can go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and just barely peel the edge up on that. If you notice, you've got just a little bit. I think we leave just a little bit of white as that backing paper. We do hand cut everything after it's computer cut, of course. And that's where we're going to want to heat that up with the heat gun and roll that edge. Let's see. And at this point, we really just need to get that nice and warm. Hot. Soften that up. And just roll that in. Yeah, we'll go back and post-heat this whole thing later. But while this is here, like I said, if you do still have your original badge, that's where that's going to land. So it's not going to affect. You don't have to take that off if you don't want to. Those Bronco scripts, I wish we could do those for y'all, but unfortunately we cannot. I do think there's still some shops on eBay doing those if you want to grab one of those, or get one through an authorized dealer. All right, so again, hinge method, right to left. I've got that mark there. I also have our previous fender. I'm going to come back, do the same thing. I got our marks there from the handle. Peel that back. Get my scissors ready. I have to talk to this, so I can't put my squeegee in my mouth. Right. Come back. I'm going to hit that mark. And again, if this starts to tack, just get that tacked. Pop that back out. And you can even there we go. And again, this is the beauty of that dry install. Well, I didn't tape this one back up. Silly me. We're gonna have to pop this out from underneath. And again, because that's on that mask, that does come up really easy. And there's that extra tape that I needed. Oops. All right, and then we'll fold that back over. Get our left side. If you get any wrinkles and stuff like this, that's really nothing. It'll come out really easy. Again, the wrinkles as you unroll it, I'm sure you've seen the kits that come out and they've got all these, looks like this lopsided, or we call it tunneling. And that's usually because the mask has no flexibility in it. And when you wrap it around a tube, it's just not going to stay smooth on that backing paper. The mask that we use is an air mask, and it's just like the vinyl. It's conformable and it has air release as the adhesive, so you should have very minimal tunneling or any wrinkles in it. But again, with this vinyl, this dry install vinyl, it's very forgiving. So if anything, you can heat it, you can lift it up, you can lay it back down. With any of our installs too, I can't stress enough, I've seen some comments, I make this look easy. Well, I've been doing this for 22 plus years. So, but again, I'm just showing you how we do it. You can make that decision if you want to install it or not. But always, if you feel uncomfortable, take it to a professional certified installer. We can provide you with a 3M installer list for your area. You should be able to plug in your zip code and get a 3M certified installer. But basically anyone that's done wraps, that's familiar, they can handle this. So we can just pop that in. I got a little bit too much on that, so this is where, if you have that extra, again, I'm just going to lift this up a little bit off that side, off the fender piece. I had about a 1/4 inch overhang that was just touching the fender, and I'm going to let that lay in there just for a minute. That goes back to the heat gun. We'll go back, open the door, roll those edges, get that tucked back in. On this side, since that's already tucked, make sure that's not on there. We can open up this door, crack it, roll it, roll it, roll it, roll it. This one you do kind of want to slowly get that edge around there. And again, we don't have to use heat on this, but once you go back, I want to open that door, get the heat gun in there, press down real good, make sure it's got a good bond. Again, that lineup is going to be that door. We may add a little bit. I can probably add a little bit more on that. Again, this is still our prototype kit, so we can bring this forward a little bit. It's going to be a little tight there. So yeah, we'll add a little bit more for some of these kits going out. Never going to hurt anything. But let's go ahead and pull this. Okay, so here's that piece. Let's go ahead and do this one real quick. Hopefully y'all can see that in that camera. But I'm going to do that same trick and just kind of pop this up, pop that up, and that's going to be that lineup. And we can, let's go ahead and do. And line those two edges up to that tape. And roll that tape off. Just be careful. This does kind of come down to a point because it rolls right on the top of that fender. So you may have to kind of manipulate that this mask off that vinyl. Make sure that vinyl's stuck and you're not pulling that vinyl back up. Again, I hope y'all can see that on there, but there we go. And then I'm just going to take that edge of that squeegee and tuck that back under. And as we open this door, we'll come back and hit that side. Let's go ahead and hit this side. Saw that come down just a little bit. There we go. All right. Get our left side down, pull that tape up. And you like to kind of roll that off. If you get your fingernail in this mask, it may leave a mark. You also want to be careful not to go through to that vinyl. Remember, we've got that door as our lineup. And I kind of went light with that, a little bit harder. And by the time you're done, you do want to push aggressively once you have it in place. If you go light with it, you can kind of tack it. You can pull it back up if you need to. And if you don't push down hard enough, that's part of that post-heat process. Is once you put heat on top of that, you'll see a little bubble pop up, or you'll see something come up. Don't push down immediately. Let that cool before you take that soft edge of that squeegee and then go back and get that air out. And again, that air is going to disperse through the adhesive. That's why that's called air release. And basically just dissipate. It's amazing stuff. So now we're going to come back, take this piece of mask off. A little tricky there. Let's see. Can I get this corner started? But there we go. And just be patient with this. Like I said, I'm going to make a note for that final version of this to add a little bit on this left edge on this door. I would have liked about another 1/2 inch. I want to thank Rory for putting this kit together. Did a great job. And he actually did the first install on it. That's the one we've got the pictures with the colors on there. Another note is when you're taking this mask off, never pull out towards you. Kind of try to keep that as much as you can 180 degrees to the film itself. Just kind of roll it. I'm going to hold, let's see, I'm going to put my squeegee there, pop that off, there we go. So again, just going to make sure that's right on that edge. I think if you're right to the edge on this lower piece, and here we've got a little bit extra, and that's where we're going to want that heat gun again, so that you've got a little bit of a kink there, but again, once that's softened, let's go ahead and do that for you now. Let's get that soft. And that'll roll right around. And then same thing on this side here. All right. One more piece. We are almost done. Hope I'm still in that camera. And this is another one where you don't have a lot of room to hinge. So I'm going to do what we did on that front piece to this. Just give ourselves a little bit of a lineup, which I'm going to give us just two strips. We're just going to hand lay that in. So get that on there nice and good. And then I'm going to pull this up, use that edge of that squeegee. And again, do this quick. We don't want to get any dust on the back side of this vinyl. Hold that out. And line those pieces up. Tack. Tack. And just let that lay down. Feed it in, squeegee. And again, I think this is the only spot here that we're going to want to cut. You don't want to go over this seam and not cut that. You don't want to get air behind this adhesive or on this adhesive. that's when you're going to get a failure. So nothing wrapped that's not sealed or properly adhered will come up, it'll dry out, and it'll crack, and then you're going to call us saying our kit's junk. um, just make sure that's sealed. We're going to cut that real carefully, is not to cut the paint, and just drag right in that seam, heat it, and just give us a little push with that squeegee, and you'll be just fine. So let's do this. Again, most of our kits are coming up here. We have to cut around that plate. If you've watched some of our other videos to see us do that, that's really the hardest part. And so there's a little bubble there, and watch how quick that gets gone. Comes right out. We're gonna tuck. This is where that soft squeegee is kind of nice too. And again, if we heat that, it'll soften, and you can really get up underneath. Make sure that's tacked. So I'm going to do that real quick. Just get that edge. And again, you would have to put a shirt or a towel on that. Just make sure that those edges are tucked under there. I don't know if you can see that. A little bit of bubbles, or not bubbles, but I can see that didn't adhere all the way. I didn't get a good squeegee right there. So we really want to let that cool, and then come back and just give it a little bit of pressure. And you'll see as you go back to post heat, just throwing some heat on there. If there's any spots that are not adhered properly, you're going to see it. And like I said, if you do, let that sit for a minute. Let me go ahead and get that piece cut. And I am right-handed, so it's going to look awkward. Make sure you've got a sharp blade. And I'm going to go right into that seam. And that was it. Just a light sharp blade and a light cut. Get you right in there. Heat that again. Just get that warm. And then you can come back and if you ever have a problem with a kit, say you did this and you're like, you know what, I don't like how that turned out, I messed up. It's a case by case, but if you mess something up, we'll just send you a new piece. Now, if you've done a whole side and find out the whole side was crooked, we may charge you for that side. But again, case by case, just let explain to us what happened, and so on and so on. And again, I can't stress enough. In a lot of our kits, there is a right side, there is a left side. Make sure you installer tape everything up first. You get it where you want to do it. And guys, I think we're done here. I think I know I got to tuck that front edge on that one there. So that's going to be this out of the way. And again, a little tricky. You try to heat that up through that crack there, that seam. And then open up that door, and you just have to use your fingers and kind of pull those edges in. That's really about it. So again, going back on that post heat, like I said, this is that part. It does take a little bit of time to do this correctly, but this is really, I'm on full heat on that now. I just want to go over that. You can get close. Don't let it sit, or you're going to put a glossy spot on the mat. You really want to go over that whole kit, everything you've done with that heat, and make sure nothing comes up. What you're doing is you're also going to set this adhesive. Again, there's really no stress on this kit, so But if we're doing a hood and we've got a hood scoop like we have in the Mojave and stuff like that, the Jeeps, um, we got some stress on it. That wrap film will take it, but if it's not post heated, it's going to want to go back to its original shape. And with this post heat, it's going to set that memory in that adhesive and just lock that in. Guys, I think that's about it. I'm going to try to clean this up real quick and we get a quick shot of this. Again, if you guys have any questions on anything, let us know. I'm going to do another, like I said, I'll get this cleaned up and we'll get another few shots for you guys. Another pan video of what this kit looks like. But let's see, I'm not sure how long that was, but let us know what you think. Thanks a lot. All right, so we just finished up that install. I want to give you all a close-up of this. Very happy with how this turned out. I hope I got enough detail in that installation that you guys can do this or feel confident to do this install on your own. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to call us. We're here Monday through Friday, 9 to 6 Central. We do answer our phones, message, email, and again, any questions, let us know. Like and subscribe. I believe when we hit 1,000 subscribers, we are going to do a $250 gift certificate and give something good away. All right, see you on the next kit.